All right, so now we're going to have a look at distributing, which works a little bit like aligning, but it's more about making spaces between the different objects that you have on your slide mat to make them all nice and even. So what we're going to do first is have a look at distributing vertically, so top to bottom. You can see on my slide mat here, I have got 5 little purple boxes. And what I want to do is have them distribute vertically so that there's a nice same space between all of them. So I'm going to move this one over here a little bit to start with. Using the multi-select, which as you know, I hold down the shift button and then I select each one. And now I've selected all 5 of those boxes. Just like a line, I go to the Arrange tab. Click on the Arrange tab and then you can see Distribute. I want to distribute these boxes vertically. So I want them to have the same equidistant space between them as they run up and down the page. So I'll click vertically and you can see there was that slight little shift, and when we look at it now, you can see this space in between each of the boxes is the same. What works really nicely about distributing is that now that I've got them equidistant from each other, I can pop back up here to the Arrange tab and then go to Align and say that I want them all aligned to the left. And now magically there's all of my boxes underneath each other and all perfectly spaced. So that is a really handy thing to be able to do. Having a look at the next slide mat, we're going to also have a look at distributing horizontally. So you can see here I have got more boxes on the page, and what I want to do is distribute them from the left side of the mat to the right side of the mat with equal spaces in between each box. So I'm going to click on 4 boxes here and I'm doing my multi-select, so holding down the shift key, selecting all 4, and you can see I've selected those 4 boxes and they're all within the frame. Now I'm going to pop up here to Arrange and down to Distribute, and this time I'm distributing horizontally because I want them to be equally spaced from left to right. So clicking on horizontally, and you could see this box moved quite significantly, and now there is equal space between them. And just like we did last time, I'm going to combine Distribute with Align. So back up here to Arrange, I'll go to Align and say I would like all of these boxes at the top of the slide mat, and you can see there they're all sitting there very nicely. So let's just do that again, see if we can make it happen just as nicely for a row in the middle. So again, I'm going to select my 4 boxes here. So I've selected 4, and you can see they were quite at random for it. They didn't line up quite as nicely as the last ones. I'll go here to Arrange, Distribute, and I would like them to distribute horizontally. So keep an eye on those boxes, and you could see how they shifted over. So that worked quite nicely. And again, combining Distribute with Align, I'm going back up here to the Arrange tab and then Align, and I would like these ones to be in the center. So silly me, I put them in the center, and I actually wanted to put them in the middle. So let's do that again. There's Align, and I'll go down here to the middle. At that time I press the right one, and you can see they've all lined up nicely. And then again at the bottom, I'm going to click all 4 of my boxes, pop up here to the Arrange tab. I want them to distribute horizontally, and then I want them to align, and I'm going to tell them to align at the bottom of the slide deck. Now you can see I've got those 12 boxes there on the mat, and they are each row going across here. They are lined up horizontally very nicely, but I would like all of these to be spaced out perfectly on my slide mat. So what I can do now is select here and here and here, and I'm going to pop up to Arrange and tell them to distribute vertically. And you can see it's moved that middle one up there so that they are nicely done. And then I'm also going to tell it to align to the left. Do the same thing here. The align won't work here because it's going to be going to the center, so that's going to be a little bit trickier. I'm going to say Arrange and Distribute because I want them to be evenly spaced. Again, I'm distributing vertically like that. I'm going to do the same thing here. Save myself a little bit of time. I've selected those three, and now I'm going to press Command Y, and it will remember that the last thing I did was distribute vertically. Same thing here. Save myself some time. Select all of them by holding the Shift key down, and now I'll press Command Y, and they have lined up like that. And you can see that my boxes are starting to look even more precise than they were before. You can also pop up here to arrange for that last lot and tell them that I want them to line up on the right side of the page. So without having to drag and drop and try to measure it just with my eye or figure out which ones look just about right, if I use distribute and align, I can have all of the boxes lined up just the way we want them to look.